see your slides. I do not hear you though.
Yep. Sorry, I just had to find the Zoom bar to mute. I got my slides up. Thank you, Tim. Perfect. I'll jump right into this topic of modern data management with Agile Data Fabric. So in this presentation, I'll cover our data fabric vision at TIBCO. I'll walk through the capabilities and end with some notes on our market position and customer success. So the TIBCO Agile Data Fabric is not a product. It's a vision or a blueprint for creating a modern distributed data architecture that leverages shared data assets and offers all of the capabilities required to support accurate and consistent data across the organization. It's an incremental and agile approach that builds on existing technology and infrastructure to deliver modern data management capabilities. Our vision for the Agile Data Fabric is to enable our customers to unify data intelligently for faster and better access, trust, and control. So this requires data at everyone's fingertips, data from any source at any speed from any location, cloud native with more and more diverse data, automated processes and augmented data, where and when that makes sense. Now, who's the target audience for the Agile Data Fabric? For data leaders, our Agile Data Fabric vision enables them to leverage current investments while modernizing their data architecture. Ultimately, this is not a rip and replace type of solution, but an incremental and agile methodology. Data engineers and data scientists are able to rapidly build consistent on-demand services and holistic views of data to support the business. And also being supported by enterprise data governance policies. And finally, line of business users are enabled to access trusted data from a single source of truth, driving better and faster insights and improved operational efficiency. So at TIBCO, we look at technology through the lens of business value. Single source of truth is one of the strongest value metrics for our Agile Data Fabric, driving trust through better accuracy and consistency. Breaking down data silos, enabling agile and flexible data access is another key value driver. The common metric we see for line of business data users is the amount of time spent searching for the right data. Easy to find, accurate data drives faster and better insights, which is essential for the data-driven enterprise. Centralization of data access enables a unified governance program for compliance with privacy regulations like GDPR, CCPA, other industry regulations. And beyond centralization, having a metadata-driven approach is also a factor for unified governance. So let's see how our Agile Data Fabric approach applies to this conceptual view of enterprise data consisting of multiple data silos. And I'll say in the beginning, this is one of my favorite slides ever because I can talk about anything to do with data management and data governance with just this one slide. At the highest level, I have a set of metadata requirements. What are all of these systems? What data is being stored, accessed, copied? I can even think about where that data is being accessed from. What are the dimensions of that data? So this creates the need for a data catalog, where I can record my technical metadata, data classification and lineage, my business glossary, all of the things that go into my catalog. And of course, we'd like to harvest metadata from all of these systems automatically. And we'd like to classify all of this data automatically and have that be augmented with AI/ML. So now let's look at some of the actual systems. Over on the top left where I have ERP systems, that actually is really meant to represent multiple ERP systems. A lot of our customers have grown through acquisition and have multiple ERP systems just through that process, and also even multiple CRM systems. So right there, I have different dimensions of data for my customers, suppliers, et cetera, just based on the fact that it's all in different systems. And if I just copy all of this data into my data warehouse to try to give access to my business users, they're going to complain and they're going to have data quality problems and issues. And they're going to complain about lack of consistency and missing data and everything else. So that's where master data management and reference data management and metadata come into play. I need to create consolidated golden customer records, golden supplier records to harmonize this data for consistent and accurate use. Let's see, another interesting area in this diagram are the Excel and flat files. Typically, what we see is organizations have a lot of data that's being stored in Excel and files and shared across the organization via email in a completely ungoverned process. So that's another area where MDM can solve that issue through centralization and actually then being able to govern all of my organizational spreadsheet data. So along with master data, reference data is also important. One of our customers in travel logistics had an issue with location reference data, which was being used in different ticketing systems. And the lack of consistency by having location data stored in different databases that were out of sync was causing customer-facing issues that ultimately resulted in trouble tickets being resolved by a team of staff. So when we fixed that one issue, that one domain of location reference data, we generated over 1 million in ROI just for that one single use case. So I love it when there's actual direct ROI attached to data management initiatives. So we're not just an IT spend, we're actually generating real value. So that's a great story for me. So one final point here is to think about the relationships within the data. For instance, understanding the legal entity structure of my customers or my suppliers. This is important from an operational perspective, such as managing customer entitlements or global supplier agreements, and also from an analytics perspective of how I can join data for customers across all of my different systems. So if I want a customer 360 view that includes transactions that are coming from different ERP systems, different databases, different data warehouses, I need that hierarchy structure for my customer data to be able to do a smart join across all of these systems. Okay, let me take a quick break for water. So let's move on from this before state and have a look at our ideal state. So my ideal state of modern data management is to bring order and structure to that sea of distributed data silos. And while we strive for order, there is no single centrally managed location for all data. We need to create that. And so we create that via a virtualized layer, which ties everything together via metadata, reference data, master data, and of course, my integration layer. So in this diagram, I have my integration layer at the bottom where I can connect anything at any location via any integration pattern. And above that, I have my metadata, reference data, master data, my data catalog, effectively modeled, governed, shared throughout the organization. And then my virtualized layer provides the one place to access, combine, and provision all of my data from my metadata, reference data, master data, and all of my transactions, my streaming data, IoT data, everything across my extended enterprise, including historical data from my data warehouse. And so this data can also be located on-prem, or it can be in any of the different cloud environments supporting multi-cloud, et cetera. So the benefits of this approach, the virtual data layer breaks down data silos, simplifies access to business-friendly views of data, and speeds time to solution and delivers up-to-date data. Okay, so I'm going to skip to another view of the Agile Data Fabric platform. This one kind of shows how the different components work together. On the left, we have our data management platform, EBX, which combines with our integration technologies to deliver what we call end-to-end MDM. This includes everything you need for master data management, data quality, data governance, data catalog. Everything is included in that end-to-end MDM and governance solution. Combined with our data virtualization solution, that helps us deliver what we consider to be this anything 360 view of data to feed our analytics, operations, and compliance use cases. I'll talk a little bit more about some of the details of what are in these different solutions on coming slides. So to kind of summarize all of those capabilities of the Agile Data Fabric, data virtualization is key for that central access and breaking down data silos. Of course, data integration brings everything together from all environments and all types of technologies. Master data management, metadata management, reference data management, data governance, all of those parts are key in how I understand, manage, and govern my data. And data streaming, IoT integration, all of that is an important part of this picture. And then in data quality, whether or not that's standalone or within my MDM, that's another important capability of the Fabric. And the Fabric brings together all of these capabilities through any number of combinations. Not all customers are bringing data streaming into their customer 360 views. It really depends on the use case, the vertical, et cetera. But there's a lot of different combinations that can be built through this set of technologies in this agile approach. So let me talk a little bit about the products. I don't know how many people were on the last session where there was more of a deep dive into TIBCO data virtualization. But essentially, at the highest level, it's to create that complete unified view of my business data, provisioning data without making copies, securing data across the enterprise, optimized data access for performance and scale, self-service capabilities, minimizing complexity, and incorporating streaming data. TIBCO EBX is our all-in-one model-driven multi-domain MDM. It's implemented with your data workflow and security models. It's a true multi-domain solution that encompasses metadata, reference data, and master data, and data governance, everything all in one. It's designed for scale. It has a smart matching engine. It integrates with our other TIBCO technologies for augmented data. So we've done that in terms of things like asset classification using machine learning. And there's a high degree of automation in EBX as a model-driven solution and a true model-driven design tool. There's a lot of automation in terms of the UI, the data services, the data repository. Everything you need for data management is in the box with EBX. All of the capabilities, including workflow, data quality, everything is integrated and just works together in one seamless solution. And it's designed for business teams to encourage adoption and for collaboration. And then finally, TIBCO Cloud Metadata is our data catalog solution. It's able to harvest and manage all of your metadata. It works with TIBCO data virtualization for the metadata layer. It's a data governance solution for governance policies and regulatory compliance efforts. It's a data catalog, and it's available as a service. This is available as a SaaS solution in our TIBCO Cloud. So our products that build the data fabric have been recognized, across all of the different analyst communities and user communities. EBX has been a leader in the Gartner multi-domain Magic Quadrant for all 6 years, for the past 6 years, a leader in the Forrester MDM Wave, and across the board, TIBCO data virtualization and our other technologies have similar market-leading positions. Okay. So as a leader in the Agile Data Fabric space, our TIBCO technologies have been adopted by thousands of customers across all geographies, verticals, and use cases. Panera is one of my favorite case studies where their centralized master data management has enabled them to quickly adapt to changing and sudden market conditions, such as like the early days of the pandemic when they implemented Panera Grocery, and to easily add new service channels, such as integration with delivery apps. So they've been able to adapt and respond to new business challenges very quickly based on their approach to agile data management. And at TIBCO, we're focused on delivering business value and to continuously innovate with our customers to create even more exciting data fabric stories. And so hopefully, if you're not already a TIBCO customer, you'll be next. So thank you. And that concludes my presentation.
Sounds good.